Christian charity is nothing more than a great big joke and a slap in the face to any thinking and intelligent person. Unfortunately, everybody's indoctrinated to believe and not question. We see Christians all the time around hospitals. You've got priests, Catholic priests and nuns, ministers, chaplains, whatever. And do you know, speaking of hospitals, that if it hadn't been for the Christian religion, humanity, via science would have advanced to where we'd have cures for all these diseases. And not only that, the spiritual knowledge, power, and ability humanity would have as a whole to heal themselves. I mean, disease and that sort of thing would be very, very small percentage. But thanks to Christianity, it's a major plague on the human populace. Another one is poverty. The Catholic Church has increased its population, its membership, by encouraging, first of all, the Pope will not allow birth control between Catholic couples unless it's the rhythm method, and that means abstinence. Abstinence does not work, and the rhythm method is very, very tricky. So Catholics are encouraged to have as many kids as they possibly can. It doesn't matter whether they can afford them. It doesn't matter whether the kids are going to be cared for or have any kind of a chance at a happy life. It doesn't matter that, each child doesn't get enough attention or education or whatever. They just want more Catholics. And then they rely on the charity of other Catholics, to help them out. So, they're just basic parasites. And I remember these Catholic families when I was growing up. I was raised Catholic. You go to the house and they've got clothes just packed in the stairways, rotting, filth, and the mother's just dragged 13, 14 kids. And that's wrong. And the kids were neglected. There's just too many to take care of. Fathers worked themselves to death, had an early heart attack, and died. Christianity creates these problems. And as for the problem of poverty, a lot of it is due to a lack of spiritual knowledge, because you can program your aura to attract money. There's plenty of money out there. But people are born into poverty, and then the Christian church teaches that poverty is a virtue. Of course, the church themselves, they have unlimited wealth and power. The Pope himself has a solid gold bathtub in the Vatican. But the point is that I'm making these Christians create these problems. And then they have this front of Christian charity, so that the public is fooled into believing that they're actually trying to do something about these problems, when they are the ones that create these problems through suppression of science, brutal suppression. I don't know how many scientists, Galileo, namely, historically is well known as a prime example, who is a victim of the Christian church because he knew that the planets revolved around the sun and not the earth as the Bible taught. They fight technology, they fight science, scientific inquiry, and they work to remove spiritual knowledge. So here you've got scientific inquiry, technology, and spiritual knowledge all used together, and humanity wouldn't have these problems. And it's a huge money-making racket, because they get their people in the church, church members, and they tithe, or they get, you got to contribute, you got to give, and a very small percentage of that actually goes to the people who need it. The whole thing is a racket. Wake up, people. Hail Satan.